Due to its high latitude and vast mountainous terrain, Russia faces more avalanche natural disasters than most countries in the world. In the early 1990s, the Soviet Union/Russia directly used the KS-19 artillery with a caliber of 100 mm to prevent avalanches. This involved artificially triggering avalanches before they could occur, in order to avoid larger disasters. However, this type of regular military artillery weighs several thousand kilograms, consumes approximately 200 to 400 rounds of ammunition per year, and has high usage costs and some safety hazards, such as duds. In 1992, the newly established Russia obtained the first lightweight single-person avalanche countermeasure weapon, the TKB-0218 Avalanche. It is actually a multi-purpose grenade launcher with a caliber of 43.5 mm, single-shot loading, a retractable shoulder rest, and a front grip for easy handling, as well as a dedicated optical sight mounted on the left side. When designed, it was intended to launch a 0.35 kg aluminum thin-walled grenade, which triggered avalanches through the explosion of the ammunition. Compared to regular barrel artillery, the effective range of the TKB-0218 is only 400 meters. There were plans to launch a heavier ammunition with a range of 1,500 meters, but it was abandoned due to excessive recoil. The explosive power of the ammunition is relatively small but sufficient. The launcher can also fire 40 mm caliber VOG-25 high-explosive anti-armor grenades, which can be used to counter light armored vehicles or other targets within 250 to 350 meters, with good effect. Slightly later than the TKB-0218, the pump-action grenade launcher GM-94 began mass production and service in 1994. Similar to a pump-action shotgun, the launcher weighs 4.8 kilograms and is 810 mm in length, with a 43 mm caliber. It is a very reliable individual equipment that can adapt to various harsh environments and can be immediately used after being immersed in water. In fact, the GM-94 is purely a combat weapon, with avalanche countermeasure being just a temporary job. The barrel of the launcher is located below the magazine, which can hold 3 rounds of ammunition, including high explosive, fragmentation, smoke, tear gas, thermobaric, and rubber rounds. The Russian military describes it as a close combat equipment, with a safety shooting distance of more than 10 meters, although there should be no such restriction when using rubber rounds. Imagine a rubber projectile the size of a child's fist hitting the body at high speed, which could directly knock a person unconscious if not protected. The GM-94 is more useful than the TKB-0218 in countering avalanches, as its maximum range can reach 500 meters and it is relatively safer to operate. For a long time, Russia's mountainous areas have been using both the GM-94 and TKB-0218 for avalanche countermeasures. In the early 21st century, perhaps feeling that grenade launchers had insufficient power, the relevant departments approved the use of barrel artillery and a certain amount of ammunition for avalanche countermeasures. Despite this, in 2017, a new generation avalanche artillery PLC 1.0 was still developed. This is a breech-loading artillery, with the breech locked by threads, and the barrel can be adjusted for simple elevation and horizontal direction. It can fire all types of 40 mm caliber ammunition used by Russia. There are 2 versions, one mounted on a tripod and the other with an additional base for operation on a vehicle. The performance of the PLC 1.0 is better than the previous 2, with an effective range of 100,1000 meters and larger ammunition charges. Whether the PLC 1.0 can completely replace other weapons for avalanche countermeasures is still uncertain, as regular military artillery still has advantages in terms of power and range.